Now, is it the end of the road for residents of Dubai? Not talking about the UAE or Dubai citizens, right? That's a separate chapter. You have a certain level of immunity if you're a citizen of Dubai or UAE. But let's say you're not a citizen and you're a resident. You've been living there for several years, right? But you still hold a passport like, let's say, a Pakistan passport or a Lebanon passport or any other foreign passport, right? And you're at the mercy of the government. Now, a very interesting development, if you look up, if you just Google UAE crackdown and see some of the latest news, it's trending big time. This is a sudden shift. UAE is acting differently. Right or wrong is a completely different chapter. Some of the crackdown is legit, some of the crackdown is good because you want UAE to fight crime heavy. But there have been certain allegations of Dubai awarding lifetime sentences to foreign residents for certain activities. Again, I'm not disputing whether that's right or wrong, but there's some allegations which are worth noting, like people have been tried twice. There have been retroactive punishments, meaning the law didn't exist at the time of applying. You just go back in time and then accuse people on a law that you created just recently. There have been punishments awarded for tweets regarding the Arab Spring matters. There have been some fresh reports where people from Russia have been flocking to Hong Kong with all their investments. There's some dramatic crackdown, it seems, in the UAE. A lot of Russians had invested inside of UAE, so now they're all running to Hong Kong. They're running helter skelter. So initially it was all allowed, it was good, go there, but then suddenly, boom, you have all this mass activity. That's not the only thing. China and UAE are now jointly cracking down on cryptocurrency crimes. Now, cryptocurrency crimes is a good positive move. Any criminal activity, again, whatever is a crime or supposed to be a crime, if Dubai is cracking down on all of those things, then that's a very good thing. The point I'm trying to make is it's becoming more and more strict. Because of the strictness, a lot of Western citizens try to go to other countries, but they're trying to go to a less strict country. They have more freedom, they have more breathing space, the laws aren't really draconian. Now, I'm not saying Dubai is draconian by any means. The only difference is that it's shifting and moving more towards that strictness. Now, the strictness won't affect you as much if you're a citizen of that country. But as I said earlier, if you're from outside and if you, let's say, get kicked out, then the next thing you have is you go back to a country, where you haven't really lived for most of your life, or let's say it's your family or your children. They have never been to the country where they hold a passport off, and then suddenly if they get kicked out to that country, their entire future is destroyed right in front of their eyes. And that is where it has become exceedingly important to grab immediate residencies in outside places, especially not just for you, but more importantly for your family, your wife, your children. Maybe you have a couple of children. At some point, they're going to get education outside. Let's say rather than trying to chase an American dream or a Canadian dream, and citizens of those countries, some of them are at least trying to run away from those countries. You're trying to send your children over there, blowing up your cash, and they're not getting anything in return. Instead, one of the smartest things to do of late is to look at countries which give you flexible residencies. That means that you don't have to quit your life, or your family doesn't have to quit their life or what they're doing inside of Dubai or UAE or Saudi Arabia. It simply means that you hang on to this flexible residency. It triggers your time towards that all important nationality, that citizenship, right? So you have this Pakistan or Lebanon or Egypt or any kind of weak passport from your home country. So that's good. You have this, right? They allow dual citizenship, keep it. But at the same time, you won't start your clock towards your dream citizenship, that strong, powerful, ultimate citizenship. There are at least half a dozen countries in Latin America, as one in Africa, maybe one in Asia. There's some hidden gems, right, which let you strike or start flexible residency. So while you sit in Dubai and do your thing, right, you don't want to get into trouble. You want to stay out of trouble, but then you're securing your life at the same time. Tomorrow, if the rules suddenly change, there's some retroactive application of rules, then you are solidifying your position outside. I'm going to discuss a few options that you could consider, right? Being in Dubai, you don't have to move anywhere. You start the residency, it doesn't cost you anything. Now, a lot of people will argue that let's do Europe. Now, Europe has a bunch of options as well, but those are mostly golden visas. Now, if you look at Greece, looking at hefty investment, Spain, $500,000, Portugal, $500,000. Although, if your plan is to live in Portugal, right, enjoy the EU, there are flexible options where you can strike Portugal at a fraction of the cost, meaning you have default mortgages that you can get up to a certain extent. In some cases, you're getting an upfront yield. If you combine the mortgage and the upfront yield, you're looking at almost 40% reduction in upfront capital that you're putting towards a Portugal Golden Visa. But let's say you don't have hundreds and hundreds of K to invest in a Portuguese Golden Visa, because guess what? You want to continue living in Dubai. You don't want to move. So why do you put in so much money? So that's where instead, at literally next to no cost, you just move, not even move, you just show your situation to some of the Latin countries. They give you residencies. These are flexible residencies, so it doesn't hurt to keep them. And then after a few years, whenever the right time comes, let's say you have a year, you have a year and a half, or in some cases, it's only 6 months, right? You have that time, you park that in a different country. Let's say you can't do it. Maybe your child or your wife can do it, for some time. They live there, they naturalize, they collect one of the most powerful citizenships in the world, right? In some cases, there's one example of the most powerful citizenship that you can acquire in the Latin Americas, a very flexible residency. Once they get the citizenship, their whole life is secured. Then you can continue being in the UAE, and if disaster strikes, then you don't have to go to Lebanon. You don't have to go to Pakistan. You don't have to go anywhere, right? You can simply choose to exercise your rights to go to your home country, which is an elite country. Let's say it's one of those powerful countries that you've obtained a citizenship from. So your whole family can then move to that country, and then you have nothing really to worry about. And this is to safeguard your situation right now. The right time is now. It's already late, but before it's too late, you then are disqualified, right? Once you have a crime, once you're arrested, once you're thrown back or deported to your home country, then your options are pretty much gone. So rather than sitting and wondering and wasting time, it's really right now that you want to secure your situation. And exceedingly what I've seen, an alarming increase, a sharp increase of interest. And that's one of the reasons why I'm making this video, is because a lot of successful, rich, wealthy businessmen in the UAE, some people who are doing really good jobs, are in a situation to trigger these residencies. So they have been discussing this and have been helping so many families secure their situation, especially the ones that are from Saudi Arabia, from Dubai. If you're one of those, if you are looking to secure your position, your family's situation for future, you can always click the link, book a call. We can discuss the handful of residencies that match up your situation, right? The ones that are best suited in your circumstances, and we can directly get you started with those options. Now, what are the options? One of the most important ones is Mexico. It also happens to be the most powerful citizenship, the most powerful passport. It gives you an ETA to Canada under certain circumstances. It used to be visa free, by the way. It just got converted into an ETA for certain qualifying criteria. There's the TN. You find a job in the US and then you have an entry into the US. No funny business with the E2 or the CBI, and no $500,000 in EB3. Absolutely no H1 situations, right? That's a disaster for some people in certain circumstances. You want to avoid all of those issues, and then you have this TN, which the Mexican passport offers you. So you have a clear pathway to the US. Let's say your child is in IT, is in software, is in technology, and the child can benefit from that opportunity in future. And then what Mexico also has is the APEC privilege, which is 19 extraordinary countries. You have direct business access to Australia, New Zealand, South Korea, Malaysia, Singapore, Japan, Russia, and so many, right? So many important countries. So you absolutely cannot go wrong with a Mexican residency. It's next to free, meaning you just have to pay the lawyer fees and some nominal immigration charges. There's just a couple of qualifying criteria, very simple. If you missed that video, you can always return and watch this one. The Mexican card issuance process is one of the fastest in the world. I've never seen any country issue residency cards in a day. That's absolutely unheard of. So Mexico is that futuristic country that you absolutely want to be on the side of, right? You really want to go and grab that opportunity if you can. Mexico is just one option. There are a lot of other opportunities, right? There's one extremely good and powerful permanent residency without an expiry date. So think about it. You're sitting in Dubai, you have whatever golden visa, business visa, whatever work visa you have that you're using to stay in Dubai, but you also have an African permanent residency with no expiry date on it. It's a lifelong option. So you don't want to miss out on such dream opportunities. It's only a matter of time when they get knocked off. Once they have hit their quota, they have been created in the past, right? The moment the government recognizes this. Now, unfortunately, the Mexican option has increased from almost $2,500 to now double in cost, right? The monthly income requirements is $4,500. So you want to stop that. You want to get in, acquire it, solidify it, finish it off right now, so you're locked in for your life. You don't want to miss out on these opportunities. You don't want to make it too late. It's already late, but you don't want to make it too late. So start now. That's very important. And then just like Mexico, you have a lot of other opportunities in Latin America. You have Panama, Guatemala, Dominican Republic, Argentina. There's so many beautiful, beautiful options. You want to spend more time inside the country than a Peru or an Argentina is extraordinary. Beautiful place to live, plus has a clear pathway to citizenship in just a couple of years. So it really depends whether you're looking for immediate citizenship, then you put in the 6 months or 6 months plus 6 months and you apply for citizenship. If you're not immediately in the need for citizenship, but you want one of the most powerful passports in Latin America, then just start your clock, wait for the right time, move for a certain amount of minimum time frame in the country, and then apply for citizenship and get your nationality that way. So there are so many beautiful options. And I said, anytime you're interested, we can get you started. Now, if you haven't subscribed, I keep sharing tips, tricks, analysis, trends, news, and a lot of stuff that affects your life. You want to be on top of all the developments as they happen. So if you haven't subscribed, then make sure you're subscribed to this channel so you don't miss out on any important changes. And I hope you liked this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up and catch you in the next one.